Alright, so I'm going to talk about this deed and go around and talk about whenever we first started playing on Cadence. But on my way here, I got attacked by this freaking mountain lion. There's like dead bodies everywhere. Like there was, I got attacked by a troll, and then I got attacked by another troll, and then like all my guards died. Yeah. So anyways, Leb and me took a break from playing for like 2 years or something. And when we came back, because we had our deed the whole time, so it didn't, our stuff hasn't decayed, but there was fucking trees everywhere, which I had to cut down because we were planning to keep playing here, or at least I was, but then I started thinking about it and I was like, the spot is kind of shit actually. I mean, oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, there's so much terraforming that you have to do that I don't know, it's just too much work. You could definitely find a better area, and especially now with how old the map is, you could easily find an area which is flattened. The problem is finding an area which is flattened, which is also like along a coast. So, whenever we started playing, there's two spawns. There's one all the way down here, and then there's one here in the middle. And we're Minecraft veterans, right? So it's like, alright, we don't want to be around spawn because, you know, there's like a ring of chaos around spawn on Minecraft, right? It's like the closer you live to spawn, the more fucked everything looks. So you, like on Minecraft, you do not want to live by spawn ever. Which is why we are all the way up here at this dot. Absolutely as far as possible away from either spawn. However, the problem is on Worm Online it's the complete opposite. The closer to spawn you live, the nicer it is. And so, this is the map, and we are here in this area, right? We had a neighbor here before, we had neighbors here before, we had a neighbor there before, we had a neighbor there, there was a guy here, there is still someone there, there was someone here where all this is. Right, so what I'm saying is that the further away from spawn you go, the more, it's like people just kind of give up. I don't know. But if you stay around spawn, like, I mean, there's tons of shit built around spawn here. Like, I mean, you could guaranteed settle, like here, for example, and you're definitely going to have players that have like pretty deeds right next to you that you can go past and look at, and it would be really nice, right? We don't have that. And on top of that, we have, like I said, we have really kind of shitty terrain to build on. So, when we first got here, I think the only place which was flat-ish was kind of there where the house is, actually. And then maybe a little bit of this field here. But the rest was just like, oh, and that little hill there. The rest of this was all hilly. That field where that is, for example, was, well, I mean, you can see, right? It's really tall right there. It's still pretty tall over there. So yeah, this was a big project. And the hill looked so fucking ugly until we were done with it. It was just all rock. It was terrible. I don't know if I'm really coming across right. I'm trying to talk about whatever it looked like before and why we're moving, but it's coming across way more negative than I meant it to. But anyways, the problem is, right, we, just not that happy with it. It needs to be flatter. There needs to not be so much work involved. Like, this was going to be a field up here we were planning, like as in crops. This was, I think this was going to be the animal pen, but it was a field before. Like before we went on break, it was ignore the dead horse, please. Before we went on break, it was crops in here, but I think we were going to make it for animals, maybe? No, that's not right. Okay, this was going to be crops, that was going to be crops. This was going to be crops, and then over here where this thing is, I was going to build a barn, but I couldn't get it right on Deed Planner, so that never happened. So anyway, I'm gonna explain how we ended up on our part of the map, like kind of like the journey that led to it. So whenever we first joined, we made our character, and then you go through the portal, and then you pick your map, right? And it said Cadence was the newest map, right? So we just went through that portal. You know, we were new, we didn't know what to expect. We just went with it. It was whatever. And so we spawned here. I'm not sure why we chose that one over Encore. I think maybe I looked at a map of it first, and I was like, no, I'd rather live... The original goal was actually to live by this mountain here. Like, I wanted to live here. I don't know. I just randomly picked it on the map. I was like, mountains, maybe this one. And so we spawned in. We went straight north, and then we followed the coast here. But when we got to that part, to go to this island, we were trying to think, do we want to go there and swim? Do we want to go here and swim? And like when you first start out, you have like zero, I don't know, your stamina is really bad. So this felt super risky. So we swam across. There was nobody living on the island yet. And we swam over here, and then we ended up on this little hill right there. And then we put our tents there, and then we found out that there was a lot of people that lived here. There was more than these two. It was like 5 or 6 people. There was a bunch of people. And we were like, that's a little close, man. And if you look at the map, we're here again. This is that hill where we first were. So I went over here to look what the hell this is. It's marshes. I don't really understand why it looks like that on the map like this, but it wasn't marshes before, it was grass. It's weird because this is also marsh and this is marsh, but like for some reason it's like underwater. I don't get it. So anyway, and you can see how built up the area has become right there. And then those people that used to live here are gone, which sucks. So we only were there for like one night, and then, you know, we were by that mountain that I wanted to live by, and I was like, do you want to move somewhere else? Because I don't want to live by a bunch of people, you know, because like on Minecraft, right, you don't want neighbors because they're going to fuck stuff up for you. And they can do that on Worm Online too, but it's not, it's like more of a bonus to have neighbors, as long as they're not like right in your backyard, right? So I was like, we can move somewhere else, like maybe this lake or this one or up here. But everywhere we looked was already kind of taken. Like there was a big group that lived here. I walked by and there was like 15 names in local chat. I mean, what the hell? So I wasn't settling there. And then we got over here and we ran into some guy. He lived on this hill before, but we first ran into him over there and he was building a cart. And we were like, what the fuck? Oh, hey, because like a large cart takes, I don't know, I'm not sure what the requirement is, but it takes a long time to build anything, right? And so the fact that he was building a cart was kind of like, wait, where's my donkey? The fact that he was building a cart was pretty impressive. And then we found out, I think he moved over here from one of the other 2 servers that launched at the same time, or not at the same time. So these northern ones, right? I'm not sure when Defiance came out. I think that's the PvP one. But the northern ones, whoops. Crap, how do I go back? Okay, anyways. So I think Harmony came out first and then Melody. But Cadence was definitely last. So this is the newest one. And then it turned out that we just so happened to join it. Like, it was literally like 2 days after it came out. So we got super lucky. And that is why every single spot was taken that we went to. So at the time when we got this area, we felt super lucky because it was like, it was on the water. We had these important resource tiles really close. And I mean, we felt lucky and we were lucky. We put our tents here. We built our first, what is it called? Smelter thingy? What is that thing called? Wait, I just want to see. Forge, right. We built our first forge down here on the beach, and Leb was like really confused because the game is confusing, okay? It's like you have to like select the item that you want to use, like this, and then you can like combine it. Not these two, but like in general. And then, so it's like sometimes, for example, you would select it like this, and then you could like use it on this. And then other times you have this crafting menu and you have to add one thing there and the other thing there, and then you can do it. It's very weird. So that was rough at first. And put down our deed token, which is here. At the time that I placed it, I had no idea that you couldn't actually move it. So it's like once you place it, it's on that tile forever. Unless you disband the deed, which I am going to do, but not in this video. Unless you disband it, you cannot move this ever, as far as I know. And the original deed was fucking way up that way. Because, like I said, we were really lucky to get this area, and we wanted to discourage anyone from living anywhere near us. So I'm just gonna, I don't know where my donkey that I had went. I thought I put it in this pen, but obviously not. Gonna have to figure that out. So anyways, I'm gonna go up to where our property used to be. It went out to that clay tile, I think, to like the edge of the clay tile. And then it went way up there, back where that road ends. Like, here, I'll go there really quick. Oops. So it went way up there because we had a silver mine up there. And then in this direction, I think it pretty much has still the same border that it had back then, which is to like just over this ridge right there. There's a salt mine there. And I was planning on building another structure right there and having the two houses connected with a bridge. Or, I mean, a rope bridge. So I think that border's relatively the same. But this other one, the southern border, is way shorter than it was. So, let's see. Stupid cats. So the border right now goes only to the end of that fence, right? The border before, I reduced the protection twice. And the last time was like, I think back in September or something. And at that time, the border was here where this wall is. So these are almost decayed. They're on like 98 damage, so. Yeah, 79 on that one. 83 on that one. So yeah, it's not going to be long before these are gone. 96, yeah. And I used to have I had a whole line of these things, and it takes like 10 entire trees for one of these. Not logs, trees. And I had this whole line. It was here. And then it went all the way up to the road there. And then I would say it went maybe like 5 walls up the hill there, 5 or 6. And then before this border, I think we actually had it even further. I think it was till the top of this hill, maybe. We had a hell of a border. Or not a border, an area. I think it was till like here, maybe. Like it went all this way south because, like I said, we didn't want anyone living by us. Sorry. And we were like, how close would we be okay with somebody living? Because, like, you know how in Minecraft you have a nice area and then some dickhead just like moves into your backyard. I can't even count how many times that's happened to me. So I don't think people really are like that on this game unless you live literally at spawn. But anyway, we didn't know that at the time. And then there was in the end a guy who moved in, and he lived on, you can't tell, but there's a hill here. There's so many fucking trees here now. He lived, let me see. He lived at the end of this highway. So right now in the game, I'm by this tar tile. He lived here. And so he moved in and he planted an oak tree on his spot. And so now, like one of these trees, maybe this one, I'm not sure, is the OG oak tree. And all the rest are saplings that came from that tree. So it's kind of cool. It was, I don't know which one, maybe that one, maybe this one, no idea. And then his name is, what is his name? Amra, I think. Yep. And he has been on recently. He's on Harmony though. And that's what he said when he moved here. He was like, oh, I'm taking a break from my other deed on Harmony. But it doesn't look like he, yeah, his deed fell apart over there, which is rough. But he actually knew what the fuck he was doing, whereas everyone else that lived in this area was noobs. We were just like, I played a little bit, but I don't really know. I mean, not Leb and me, but that guy Adarian did play a little bit before and kind of knew what he was doing, but we had no clue. So we would go to him for help about things, and I think I can't remember, he did some kind of favor for us, like I think he loaded some crates onto our large cart so that we could store more stuff. That was before I had enough strength to do it. And then also, there was another time that I like ran past his deed and there was a large champion troll. So then he was like, oh, I'll help you fight it. And like, you know, I would usually just run away because fuck that. And yep, it was a huge ordeal. He died like 5 times. We died like 5 times. And then here's the gravestone for his horse. I don't know if you can see what it says, actually. Yep. There's an inscription carved into the gravestone. Here lies Mr. Ed, ate by a champion troll. And he just like, he came over, he had rights to our deed, and he just like randomly put a gravestone here. And I was like, well, I guess I'll put hedges around it and make it look cute so it's not just random. Oh my god, for fuck's sake. Why is there so much shit around here? So anyways, now that our current deed is smaller, the border actually goes to just beyond the grave, because I wanted the grave to last. For fuck's sake. Can I not lead? Hello? Alright. There is so much shit. That's another thing, you know what? So, I've been looking around at the other maps because I was thinking I don't want to live on Cadence anymore. So I was looking at like Harmony. I haven't been to, or not Harmony. I was looking at Melody. I have not been to Harmony ever. And you know what? When you're on the southern part of the map, there ain't shit there, right? But when you're on the northern part, there's just like tons of animals. And I remember when the server launched, people were complaining so much about it who lived in the south. They were like, dude, I can't find any horses, I can't find any bulls or sheep or nothing. And then, like, meanwhile, in the northern part, we can't fucking go 2 feet without getting aggro from some shit. Hold on, I gotta drink some water. Anyways, I hope I haven't been, like, breathing really hard and stuff, but I have a sore throat, so sorry. Anyways, we, yeah. You literally, as you can see, you cannot go 2 feet without aggroing some fucking cat or a hellhound. Or, what is that? Oh my god, it's tiny. What the fuck? Alright. I'm going to talk about some other memories that I have. Because like I said, we're going to move, and so... I haven't even got a good... Oh my god! A good recording of the house or anything. I've just been, like, running around randomly. What in the fuck? Well, as I walk over this hill, poor Leb who did this highway, then we ran into this Pete, because we are total geniuses who decided to live right next to Pete. That was a great idea. And I'm not sure why, but we were planning... You can turn this into grass, right? I think you need some kind of sapling. I'm not sure. I think it was like cherries and then something else. Fuck if I know, but it was really complicated. I don't understand what the wiki even said. But you can convert it, but instead we were like, what if we just built a bridge over it? You know what I'm saying? And I think that would have looked a lot stupider than a highway. But anyways, we're not going to have to worry about it anymore. Alright, I'm kind of triggered by this cat now. I've had enough. And I have the high ground, so it's whatever. I don't think you can really see on the map that it's a huge-ass peat hill here. Yeah, peat doesn't show up, but marshes do. Like, this is marsh. And, like, desert also shows up. Bitch. So anyway. We had... The chicken kind of looks like a goose. The shadow makes its neck like, I don't know. Anyway. We had one neighbor who lived, like, over here. I'll just go over there and see. I don't know if there's anything even left over here. But that guy moved in, and, like, no joke, he cut down, like, the whole forest over here. And I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, oh, I'm cutting down a bunch of trees because I'm trying to build a, I don't remember, like, King's Landing or some shit. He said he was trying to build it over here. And I went over there at that time, and it was, like, just a big clear-cut area. It looked ugly. And I have no idea if there's anything there or not. I haven't even been back since, because this mountain used to be just a real pain in the ass to get over. I mean, it was just like, yeah. So I only went there a couple times. His deed was, I think, over here. Oh, here's a wagon. Huh. I think probably this is just some random person who, like, logged out on the wagon and then it's just sitting there. Because otherwise, why would you have a wagon? Just, I don't know. Was it... It's so hard to tell because all the trees have just, like... The trees have really, really spread from where they were before, so it's really hard to tell where anything was. But I think it was here. Now you can see signs of terraforming. Yep. It definitely was around, yeah. So he terraformed here. Anyways, the point is, it was around in this area. That might actually even be his wagon moving some shit. Who knows? And so, but as you can see, he doesn't live there anymore. And then after he was cutting the trees, I had this plan, and I was like, yeah, I should do that too. So what I did was, like, this whole peninsula used to be fucking fir trees. And like, if you don't know what that means, fir trees are like, they look like pine trees, like where the leaves come out and down like that, except they're a lot lower to the ground. And when there's a whole forest of them, you cannot see anything. Like, you can't see where you're going at all. They are the worst, second only to like orange and lemon trees, which are, I mean, imagine a whole forest of these, you still can't see anything. So anyways, this whole peninsula used to be fir trees. Oh, there's one, I think. No, that's a willow. This whole peninsula was fir trees before, and I just went in here and I cut every single fir tree. I left all the others, and I cut all the fir trees because I was trying to entice someone to live here. I was like, man, this peninsula is kind of pretty. Somebody could move in here. And then after I did that, somebody did. I think this is the spot that they were flattening before, maybe? I mean, it's definitely been flattened. I guess this is probably... Oh my god, there's one little bed here. That's sad. I guess it was there. Yep. So, oh yeah, it was. Here's his mine. So, I came over and I was like, oh hey, new neighbor, how's it going? I just want you to know the story of how this got here. It was me cutting the trees, and it's like he even built a guard tower. That's crazy. And then he quit. I always find it crazy how people put in so much effort and then they just like let it be abandoned, because if you have a small deed, the cost of upkeeping it is like tiny, right? But that's gonna be us pretty soon. And now there's no one living here. There never was anyone living there because it was marshes the whole time. And now the marshes have spread all the way over here. It was all grass before. I find that really kind of bad, because if you look at Cadence, right? So this greenish is tundra, which is green on this map, but then it's brown in the game. It's that over there. I don't know why. But then this like kind of off yellowish greenish is all marshes, which spread to grass and take it over. And they make this like really gross sound when you walk over it. I don't know if you can hear. Oh no, this sounds like a... Oh wait, this is steppe, not marsh, my bad. So anyways, the steppe has spread and also the marsh has spread. But what I was going to say is that on Cadence, right, I think it's really kind of gross, the amount of spreading that these two different blocks have done. Blocks. Whatever they're called on Worm, I don't know. Because like if you look at it, right, it's like I said, this area here did not have so much of that steppe before, and now it's spreading over here. I mean, not too much longer and it'll get to us, you know? And it was already a little bit, there was a lot over here. But then I think that this was grass before. Maybe not. But it definitely wasn't all this way over here. And then if you zoom out, there's actually a fucking ton of places with like steppe and marsh and stuff, and it's just getting worse and worse. Like, there's a huge spread of it everywhere. It's gross. So then, so I was thinking about like how I want our deed to look later. And I don't know, like the kind of view that you have and where it's located and stuff. And I was like, man, the views on Cadence are just really not that impressive, you know? Like if you look over here, it's ugly, right? Because the step. There's like a tiny lake. There's like a tiny little hill. I mean, this stuff is like Kansas flat around here, okay? But then the weird thing about it, because I bought a NAR, right? And I've been sailing around looking at all the coast, trying to find a new place to live. I mean, I've been all over the place, basically, except for like in here. Because I feel like, okay, yeah, Neighbors is nice, but this is a little extreme, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. And so anyways, I've been all around the coast looking for good beaches, like flat-ish, you know, without a lot of terraforming. And what I've realized is that literally all the beaches, on Cadence at least, are like this. So I'm going to try and explain this. So if you look at this beach, right, you're like, oh yeah, it's pretty flat, but it's not. There's like a slight incline here, see? And so what that means is that like if you want to live right on the water, so say you want to live like almost level with the water, you have to do a lot of flattening. And as you can see, that rock is just right there immediately. So like say that you wanted to live at about this level, right? Which I do, you know, close to the water, looking nice, whatever. What that means is that if you just go like 2 tiles in, you're at rock already. And then you're digging and mining, and mining and mining and mining, and it sucks. So the alternative would be that you pick a level, like say maybe this level, the level that tile is, for example. But then you still have to flatten a little bit up there, and then you end up with like this, what would you call it? Like a lip? Not a lip. I'm not sure. You end up with it looking like that. Like it becomes kind of square looking there's like too much of an incline. Not this road, for example, but like this side, right? You end up with it looking like this. So you've got this nice little area, and then the way down to the water is that. And that's not that nice either, because you have to turn on climb to get up it. So if I go down here, I can't walk up this, you know? I have to turn on climb. So it's like, no matter what you do, you're screwed. And then the final alternative would be if you had like a shitload of dirt and rock and sand, and then you just went out and built your own fucking island somewhere. Like, whoops. Oh. There's people who have done it like, where the hell am I? Like this guy. I think there was maybe like a tiny island there, and he built it up like this. Same with this person. So, I mean, like, of course, you could just go out here, just dump a bunch of dirt and build your own fucking island, but how much dirt and sand does that actually take? Probably a lot. Because you got to build it way up from the floor. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not really that interested. So anyway, sorry. So, since we did live there, the original plan was to have a canal which goes through here and then up through here, because we're not really that far from the coast. The other way would be to go down south like this, but then we'd have to go all the way around, and that's kind of like, you know, So, I was kind of digging here, because this was all sand before. This exposed rock wasn't there. And I was trying to dig. I think a lot of this right here was me. And then somebody came in and installed a road right fucking here and didn't put a bridge or anything. So that's nice. Because fuck it, I guess. There was only one person living there. So I guess I don't blame him, you know? But, yeah, it's just kind of rough. And then, so yeah, so this is what I was talking about how I cleared all those fir trees from over there. This is what it looks like to have a forest full of fir trees. So it's like, you're just kind of hanging out, you're trying to go through it, you're like, bruh, I can't see fucking anything. Like, even in first person, you're like, yo, what the hell? What the hell's going on? But we had these other two neighbors that moved in who apparently liked that kind of thing. And whenever they moved in, see if I can find their little spot over here. Sorry, I keep having to clear my throat and cough and stuff. They moved in and they just left like all the trees. They didn't even care. They just like built paths between the trees, and they didn't even really remove any of them. So yeah, here's their little OG path that led to them. And then they started making their path into moss, which is kind of crazy. Looks cool though. I think they had fences around this part, around the paths that aren't hedges. But I can't remember what else they had. It was two guys and they were both new. This kind of moss path is pretty fucking cool. Like I might lose it. I might use it low key. But yeah, like even when they lived here, this place was pretty overgrown because, I don't know, I guess they liked living in the middle of a fucking forest. Who knows? I mean, like, that's definitely an idea, you know? But, what I was gonna say, was that I just want to point out that there wasn't always so much forest. So I want to point out that this area where it becomes darker green, like here and then through here like this, you see? This was what the original forest borders were. So all of this where it becomes dark green, this was where the forest was before. And then you can see that like where I am, which is here, this wasn't so forested before. The forest was here, the border of the forest. So it was a tiny patch of forest here. But now, all these other green specks are the newer trees. So basically what I'm saying is that this entire server has been taken over by trees, like just fucking everywhere. So all these places where it's like not so much concentrated dark green were open space before. And I mean, listen, I like forests as much as everybody, probably more. But this is kind of overkill, you know? So, that's why whenever I logged back in and I was like, I should start playing Worm again. 'Cause it was always the plan to come back. And then there was trees taking over our entire deed over there, and I was like, oh, hell no. I mean, I'm telling you, like, you couldn't even tell there was a deed there. It's like, look at this guy's hill, for example. There's nothing there anymore, but if there was, like, say that he still had his deed there, you can't tell because there's fucking trees everywhere. So, I'm just gonna run up here and look at it. I was here earlier because I was going from my deed, which is there, to this dude's deed over there, because I was gonna steal some horses, you know. Apparently, and this sounds really weird. Oh, this is his horse, by the way. Apparently, and this sounds really weird, if you are able to walk onto somebody's deed and walk through their fence and gate, and you are able to lead a horse, you can just take it, no prob. I think that's really weird. And I am going to give this back. I'm just borrowing it because my boat is like parked down there and I need to use the cart to run back and forth with all my shit when I move, you know? So anyways, whatever. I need horses to pull the cart, is what I'm saying. And then whenever I move for the final time, I'll just take it back over there, no problem. So anyway, the guy, what was his name? Adarion, I think. This guy, yep. Last seen 487 days ago. He was the one who lived here on this hill. And I think he only had like a pen with animals over here. And then he had like 1 or 2 of every type of tree, which is why there's like a maple tree there, and then like birch trees, and then whatever the hell that one is. And then this one, and yeah, an oak tree. At least I think that's how he had it laid out. It's kind of hard to remember. He was that guy who we first met working on a cart over there. And then he had a mine. Wait, wasn't the mine here? Maybe it collapsed. I thought he had a mine here, but maybe not. And then he also built a little fishing shack here. What is this? That's kind of sad, dude. Just a random key laying in the dirt. I'll take it. I wonder if there's like a... I'm going to rename it. I'm going to forget that I've even done this. Like later I'll come back and I'll be like, why do I have this key in my inventory that says Adarian's key? What the fuck? I'll be like, did he give me the key to his... What the fuck? No. So, wow, I picked the best route to go up this hill, by the way. Just straight up instead of around. It's because I don't want to deal with the fucking hellhound. Like I said, northern part, you cannot walk 2 blocks. Sorry, 2 tiles. So anyway, whenever he did live over here, we were like going around prospecting all the rock because we were trying to find, I think we were trying to find gold, or slate or something. I can't remember. But we went to the back of his hill and we found marble. So then we were like, yo, by the way, you live on a hill that has marble in the back. And then we showed him the spot. And he was like, oh, thanks. I'll give you guys access to it. And that was right here. It's collapsed a little bit now, but that, yeah. He did dig into it like 3 tiles or something. And then down this road, every time I ride through any place like this, I just keep thinking about how it was not completely covered in trees and forest and shit. Like, you used to actually be able to see where the fuck you were going. That's the sad part. Yeah, I'll get back to the story about this road in a second. Anyways, we did have 2 other neighbors that used to live down here, just at the end of this corner. That's my creature cage, by the way. And I parked my boat over there, and the cage is there. That was, yeah, anyways. Those 2 dudes, they used to live here. You can kind of see the terraforming, like this area is perfectly flat. And then they had like a terrace, and then that area is pretty flat as well. They did have a small house, which looked really good, and they had like an animal pen. And then whenever we were going on break, we were like, here, you guys can have a couple horses, because like we don't need them anyways, it's whatever. We only kept like two or 3 horses. So Leb cared for 2 horses and I cared for 2, which makes it so that they don't die of old age. If you go into this option thing, which is like care for, you know, then the horse won't die of old age. But I think if you lose premium membership, I think you go back to only being able to care for 1 instead of 2. So then what happened when I came back last week, I came back after like probably about a year of not logging in, and like all the animals were gone. Was like, bro, I was like, man, I'm gonna log in and check out our area and like ride around, because I didn't say this yet, but you've seen all the mobs around, right? You cannot go somewhere and not be on a mount. You will fucking die, okay? So like on a mount, you have height advantage, which actually matters in this game. And also you can ride the fuck away. And also, if you get injured, you get like this debuff where your leg is like injured or whatever. Damn, this area is flat as fuck, yo. You get this debuff where your leg is injured, and then you can't walk as fast. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if you get attacked by something, you're usually fucked. Because, you know. But if you're on a horse, or a donkey, or a mule, or a large cart, you're good. Like, you know, I've only felt in danger one time when I was on a large cart, and that was when I went like over here to a place in the map that I had never been before, and the whole map, like the whole area, was just filled with these kind of trees, which were like in my face, and I couldn't see anything. I'm talking, it was like a huge area of those trees, and I just kept running into spiders and bears, and like, bruh, I could not get away, and I was lost. Couldn't see anything. I kept like going in circles, I think. So yeah. Sorry. What was I saying about the horse? Shit, dude, now I forgot. I think I got turned around. No, I'm good. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent about riding in the game, but anyways. Oh yeah. I logged back in and I didn't have any mounts. So I had to like contact a GM because I only had one. So if you go in here and you go in like manage animals, you can see that like it's branded right, which means that you can track it. You can like do this, for example, and you can give direction to, and then it says this creature is loaded in a cage or on another server. So that's probably not a good example. This mule that I lost though, the adolescent fat tiny is quite some distance away behind you. I don't know how it got there, but I'm gonna have to track it down. So anyways, I only had one animal left on that, or I had two, but one of them was a ram. It was a black ram that I had planned on using to, like I was going to have all black sheep instead of all white sheep, you know? I don't know if that's a thing or not, but there's anyways black rams, So anyways, I had one horse, and I contacted the GM, because I was like, the horse was like way far away from me, and I was like, okay, well, it said that it was far in front of me, which would have been this direction, like that way, because I was facing that way when I did it. And the GM found it, and he said it was clear at the edge of the map in the ocean. So somebody had tried to take it to another server and couldn't, because you can't have a horse like on a lead and go to another server. You have to have it in a creature cage, or else it won't go with you. And they couldn't put it in a cage because it's branded. So anyways, I got the horse back, and I couldn't even ride it. It had like some kind of, I guess it had like a negative trait that made it so I couldn't ride it. So yeah, it was awful. And that's when I found out that they added mules and donkeys before I came back. So like during the year that we weren't playing, they were added to the game. And actually mules are pretty fucking badass. Like mules are just as fast as a horse, I think. I'm talking about a default mule, right? I'm not sure about donkeys. This is that guy that I stole the horses from, which apparently is not considered stealing, but whatever. So yeah, I left my original donkey in here. It's probably that one that's just standing there. No, that one's named. It's not that one. It could be this one that's dead there. The point is, these are hitched, so I can't take these, because I don't have access to the hitching post. But like this one, that's just standing around in here, I could take that one. This horse, which is just standing there, I could take it. I didn't though, because that horse is pregnant, so time until giving birth 8 days, and I was like, you know, because even though I planned on playing this game more actively, at least for now, the thing is, there's really no point in like messing around with horse breeding unless you're actually going to play, I think, because your horses all die. You know, you can only care for like one animal, because as I pointed out, we cared for two, but in the end, when I lost membership, I ended up only having one cared for. So so I don't think that's how that works. And I just don't want to, you know, I know it's not technically stealing, but it's like, if I'm not even going to really make use of it, what's the fucking point? So anyway, it's really fucking lucky that this neighbor moved in here. Sorry. I need more water. So, I never would have thought that this is a nice place to live, because before it was all that steppe or marshes or whatever, and it was fucking ugly. It was that, ew. So I would never have lived here, even though it's on a lake and it's like right by a mountain. Well, mountain. That mountain's a lot smaller than I remember it, but anyway. I have like a screenshot of me standing at the top of that mountain, and it feels epic and huge, right? But I've been on Xanadu, and it's not. Okay, so, I think this might be the last thing I was going to talk about. Oh no, there's at least one more thing. So this road, for fuck's sake, I have to show it on the map. Okay, so this road, I'm standing right here on the map now. As you can see, this road goes up there. And you might think, yeah, this guy that lives there, he's the one who built this road like this, and that one. No, he's not. There was this guy. Am I getting attacked? Okay. There was this guy who came to the area, and like I said, we were all noobs, right? He came to the area, and he was like, he was just fucking building roads everywhere. Like, there was this road here, he had another road which is going like this way, and then like one which was there. And then if you see this line of pixels here where it's like, where there's no dark green, he was like building a road there, he was building one here. It was super random. He was just building them fucking everywhere. And they were roads to nothing because they were abandoned, you know? So yeah, I went through and I removed the road that he was trying to build here because I didn't want that right up in my backyard like that. I already had one I was working on there, you know what I mean? I don't need another one randomly there. Yeah, so anyways, I didn't like that. And now I think that this area is a little too like, there's like random paths and random roads, and yeah. I think random roads really ruin an area. Like an area that's otherwise really nice. It's like, why is there a big fucking road here? You know what I mean? Not there in particular, but like, say for example that this area is abandoned, you know? I think this area was semi-decent if I remember correctly. But then you get there and there's like a bunch of random roads. It's just like, it's not that attractive anymore. So anyway, the guy was annoying, is what I'm trying to say. It's that kind of thing like I was talking about with Minecraft noobs coming in and fucking your area up, you know? And so he's the one who built this original road like this, plus many others which did not survive because they weren't paved. And then I'm guessing it was this guy, because he has the same road going that way. He came along and then he fixed this part of the road. So it was looking kind of shitty like this, you know? Because like I said, we were all noobs, right? And then this guy came along and fixed it to where it looks like this, which is pretty nice. So it's like, now this is a road somebody would want to live on, you know? Before, nope. So yeah, and that guy, like I tried asking him, like, dude, can you like not build that close to... I mean, he was really insistent. He was like, no, I want to build a road by you guys. I can help you. It's fine. I'll build a road. I was like, bro, fuck off, you know? I mean, I didn't say that. Instead, what I did was I invited him as a villager to our deed so that he could respawn. The dude didn't even have a house. He didn't have like a place to live or to store his things or anything. He just wanted to build roads. Like, yeah. So anyways, I was nice to him and invited him to our deed so that he could respawn there. Which, to be honest, I still kind of regret, even though he hasn't played in like... Where is he? This guy. It's this guy. He was last seen... Oh shit, it wasn't even that long ago. Like less than a year. I'm gonna have to avoid that dude. Yeah. That's like basically the story of my life. Be nice to people that I actually don't like at all. So, really gotta stop making that a habit. Wait, where does this go? Oh yeah, here. Sorry. I think that's about all I wanted to talk about. The last thing that I can think of that I was going to say is that our friends, which used to live down here, Jack of Shadows, and then there was like several others. There was like I said, there was like 5 people. It wasn't just those 2. They are the ones who built this armor for me. And they also installed our spirit box, which is a mailbox. And one of them was a priest who cast courier on it, which I'm not sure what that does. I think it's like really important though. I can't remember. So without those guys, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in, really. I mean, they really helped us a lot. And it's just kind of sad that they're gone now, you know? I mean... Oh yeah, and they made this silver staff for me as well. I picked this armor because it's copper armor, copper chainmail, because I wanted it to be green. Like in the picture that I saw online, it was green. But then whenever they made it, it was red, so whatever. On deed, true. Okay, well, I thought it was that way. Like, I thought when I was over there, it said it was... Oh yeah, that's right. I got turned around and thought I was facing a different direction. I'm just gonna make my way back over and just be disappointed again by how many fucking trees there are. Bruh, you can't see anything. You can turn off this like tile outline, by the way, but it's really helpful when you're trying to select which chest or crate you want to put stuff in. And it's also really nice for like when you're going through trees, you can kind of like go like this and you can see if there's like a troll or a big ass spider or a scorpion or whatever. You're not going to find stuff like cats and mountain lions because they're small. And like hellhounds and stuff like that, you're probably not going to catch. So it's not perfect, but hey, whatever. Oh my god, I almost ended the video without even like going in the fucking house. I haven't even done like a deed tour. I just went like on a surrounding area tour. Wow. So anyways, when we first found this spot, we came from the same direction that I'm coming from right now. We came up to this water and we were looking at it. And since we were noobs, I had asked in chat, like, so what am I looking for whenever I start a deed? Like, what do I need? And they were like, well, you need to be by water. 'Cause if you're not near water like this, you're literally screwed. So you can have water there, or else you can build a well, which requires you to go around with a pendulum out in the woods and try and find a water source, and then you have to build a well, and I don't know how to do that. Anyways, sounds complicated. They were like, you should be by water, And then you also need clay, and you need tar or peat. And we were like, bruh, this whole hill is full of peat, that's perfect. And then there's a tar tile. And like, we were noobs, you know, so we didn't realize that you don't need to be like literally right beside the resource tiles. But we are. So yeah, that's how we ended up here. And it's like I said before, we felt lucky to get this spot, and we were lucky. There were other places to pick from, like, you know, the whole coast wasn't taken or anything like that, the way that it is now. But still, it was a good area. It was a good thought. It's just that we're a little too far away. Because, like, if this lake was near spawn, of course it would be settled and stuff, but Minecraft mentality says do not build by spawn. So, this was Leb's field, which I fenced in and threw my horses in here. I was breeding horses for a bit, but I don't really know how the trait thing works, and I don't know what I was looking for. This is that horse that survived and was at the edge of the map, and I was caring for it, but since I couldn't ride it, I stopped caring for it, and now it died, because I wasn't caring for it. Sorry, my throat's getting like... Sorry. Whenever we went on break, we left these signs. Just in case, you know, if somebody needed us and wanted to, I don't know, if they wanted something. There are our carts, which we will take to the next place. I'm not sure if we actually need these small carts or not. I might just let them be, because I'm not sure why you would ever use a small cart when you can use a large cart, but whatever. This video is super disorganized. Whenever I moved here, right, I said how we put our tents there and we were doing the forge and all that shit and the deed token and blah, blah, blah. The house wasn't here, obviously. And then you can kind of see by the angle of this over here that this was like, it wasn't that much flat space. It was kind of like the hill was like sloped like this. And there was, I think, 1 or 2 exposed rock up here. And one of the exposed rock I dug and made a mine door, which is this. The slope wasn't originally this nice and steep like that to look like an actual door, kind of. Leb did this and like made it steep. And I think, to be honest, I think the door was... I think it was either like 2 blocks this way or 2 blocks the other way. Because I remember something weird about how like I went inside the mine like this, and then I like did a collapse thing. Oh no, wait, I remember what it was. So when you first make a mine entrance, there's like a weird little like, there's like a V shape right here. Like it becomes like a, or maybe it goes up like that. I don't remember. Anyways, it's not flat and even like this. Oh, yeah, you can see it on the tile border. See how it goes up like that? This is what the border actually would be of this block. It goes up. So it goes up like this, and then it's, I think maybe it goes back down again, or something. Either way, it's weird. You know, you're trying to have a flat entrance. It's annoying. And so what we did was I bought like one of these, this orb or something, which makes it so the tunnel, the cave entrance collapses. And then I did that because the advice we got was that if you do that and then you dig out from the inside, then it's flat like this. Like if you create a mine entrance yourself, then it has that lip like this. But if you collapse it and then you dig out from the inside, it's flat. I can't believe I remember that, but anyway. So I made this mine entrance. It wasn't that it was over any, it was that I did that collapse thing. Anyways, and then I mined directly into iron. It was crazy. It was probably the most lucky I've been in Worm. Because after we did that, we found out about prospecting. You can like go around and click on rocks, and then you can click prospect, and it tells you like there's just rock here, there's iron here, there's salt here, there's sandstone, you know. And I didn't know about that, so I just like dug randomly because I was like, oh, we probably need a mine, you know. And there was iron. It was crazy. And then it was the same thing over here, except we weren't really noobs that time. I mean, we're noobs again because we weren't playing. But we, sorry. We weren't as big of noobs. So we knew about the prospect thing, and we knew how to get a decent angle on the door this time. I think I forgot how now though. So as you can see, this tile is also flat. So what we did was we actually dug in. This was the one where we dug in right here. This was the original entrance. And so we dug in and then dug over a little bit, dug out. And then I didn't collapse this. I just waited for it to collapse, and then I put sand over it, I think, to make it into dirt. Sand to make it into, yeah. Anyways, so as you can see, if I click on the rock, there's track, which is, I don't know, I think it's for animals. And then rummage, which is if you don't have an iron vein, you could do this to get like pieces of iron. But if I equip my pickaxe, then I can prospect. And then that tells me, oh, I didn't know it takes time, but yeah. Yeah, that says that there's iron nearby. And I'm not sure what the radius is actually, but I think it could be like this area, which would have iron. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's how that works. And then, as for our house, I just love to do things the most complicated way possible, which is why I put stone on the bottom and then timber on the top, because, you know, because like I'm too good to use wood, you know? Like the easiest material is just too good, you know? So anyway, no, but I really liked the way timber looked. And I guess at the time I liked the way stone looks on the bottom, but now I've changed my mind. I like the way brick looks better. So if this was brick and then timber, it would be great. So I don't think the house originally looked like this. I think this was originally the door, if I remember right. And then I think there was stairs which went up right here. But then I went on Deed Planner and messed around a lot, which is why there's now this weird layout. Because like originally I was going to have stairs going up here, and then there's like a secret room under the stairs. But the problem is that you can see through stairs, so it's not really a secret room because you can see the room. So anyways, it was going to be cool. But now it's not. Now it's just weird because there's like this tunnel that goes all the way around on the bottom. Yeah. I think most of our stuff has nothing in it except this is water, and I can't remember why. We have a fuckload of food. Oh, this is a thing. Someone built this for us, I think. Because I'm not able to build those, or I wasn't. I might be now. But it was someone from, where the hell am I? It was someone from up here. I think it was one of these two, or else this one. And this seems like it's far, but it's really not that far. Like, I was all the way over here a sec ago, so. But he came over and he put the, this larder, because I was like, hey, it's going to be winter soon and I want snowballs, which you can put in here, but they decay, so. Anyways. And then there's this little area out here. which was originally for me to do like I don't know, to like grow like cooking. I don't know. It looks cute. Anyway, but now Leb was the one who was using this. I don't really know. I don't know, there's not that much to say. Like, our house isn't furnished. But I just want to point out every single one of these walls takes a lot of clay and a lot of time, and the planning on Deed Planner, and like the roof, and then, you know, I mean, this stuff takes time. This is where I was going to have that rope bridge going across to another place, which looked cool in my head, but probably wouldn't really look that good in reality. And then this was going to be our little overview of our area, which doesn't look that great now that there's that tree there and then this tree here, and yeah. This is our bedroom, and it's kind of interesting because if I examine this, it says like, oh, never mind, Leb didn't fall asleep, or he didn't log out in bed. If he had logged out there, it would be like this bed is occupied by the ghost of player Leb or something. That's kind of weird. But anyways, the idea behind this was that like, obviously I would furnish it like normal, and then this was going to be like a little storage thing. I'm not sure. I like to do weird random stuff, so that's anyways what the plan was. These are the two forges outside, which weren't always going to be there. The plan was to build like a separate building for the forges, which was going to be, I think we were going to do that over there somewhere, like the barn was going to be there and then the forges were going to be somewhere else. We were planning to make like kind of like a pseudo village, and we'd have like a forge / blacksmith, and then like a barn and like fields, and then up here on the hill where that gravesite is, I was going to put, or across from the gravesite, I was going to put, I can't remember, I think that was going to be like maybe I think it was going to be like some kind of herb type place. I don't remember. So yeah, these weren't always going to be here. And now they're not going to be here because I'm just going to move them if I can. If not, then I'll build new ones. So yeah, there's all this storage which needs moved. Most of it is literally just a lot of dirt, a lot of stone. And then we've got this little secret spot up here, which has a fuckload of logs, and they're all labeled. You know, from that time I cut down the whole forest, basically. I'm not sure why I have done it like this. It's kind of a dumb idea. And then I read something online about how if you name your starter items, like even though you can't improve them, it's like then you can always remember it. Like, I don't know, whatever. I thought it was cool. So yeah, and then basically the rest of the story is that I made a new character and I spawned down here because in all my travels and exploration I had never been south of Sonata, really. Like, I went to like here, basically. And that's about it. So I was like, if I want to find a new place to live, I could try the south of the map. So then I spawned there and I ran south on a new character, not this one. And I found a couple places which are okay. Let's see. Where am I? Oh yeah. The first one, it took forever to run there, by the way. So I ran all along this coast, went to there. No, that's not right. I went to here. I went like this way. And then I went there. Went along the coast. Nothing really noteworthy until I got over here. And then here, you can see like this edge here on the map like that. It's like someone's built like a really steep slope up, and then there's like this flat area with a big ass cave. That was kind of nice looking, but I don't like this steppe or marsh or whatever the fuck it is. It's horrible view. If I was gonna live there, I'd have to change all of the marsh. All of the marsh to grass, because otherwise it's not pretty at all. And then I continued this way. There's a really, really pretty deed here. Looks so nice. And then there's this section here, which is abandoned. Like this guy keeps to himself there. And then we could live there. And then, let's see, there's one more, which is... Wait, I think I lost track of what I was... I can't remember exactly where it was. It was somewhere not far from this. And it was also flat and nice. With like really small terraces, you know, not huge slopes. And when I say slopes, I'm talking about like this, how it goes straight up like that. You can have it like basically go straight up, like way up, you know? And I don't want that. I think it looks kind of... I liked it before, but now I don't like it anymore. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is that I've been around the area a lot, and I only found a few places I liked. And then like as far as the northern part of the map goes, it's a hard no from me. And so, eventually I was like, man, this is going to take for fucking ever. Because I haven't made a lot of ground, and it's going to just, it's super boring. I knew I wanted to live by the water. I knew I probably am going to end up moving to a different server anyways. And so I was like, man, why don't I just buy a boat? So I did. I posted in Trade Channel, and I was like, you know, I want to buy a Nar for 16 silver. There was some person on the forums that was selling like any vehicle in Supreme and rare quality, and they were selling it for like 200 silver. That's way too much money. Because the silver is like worth like €1 each, okay? So anyways, so I got contacted by some guy who lived all the way down here. And that's how I have my boat. I had to run all the way from up here, and then I ran all the way to Sonata again, and then I ran back down here, and I ended up at his deed. And I think he owns like this whole area. He has a big spot. This is a castle. He gave me that creature cage as well that's sitting on the beach. And so, yeah, I bought that Nar from him. And then he escorted me out through this canal here. And he said that project took them like 3 months to dig that. And I was like, yep, I can guess. And then we went down this way. And let's see. I think it was here that his friend lives, and he was showing me that she has like a red Nar. And he thought that I would like red because my armor's red, and I was like, nah, dude. Not into it. So we sailed past her Nar, which was parked there. It was pretty, but it's not my thing. And it actually took a really long time. We ended up leaving out this way. And then we said goodbye, and then I sailed all the way back up the coast, all the way around like this. And I went in through here, all the way up. I went through this thing. I went in here, down like this, around through here, all the way back to here. And the purpose of that was because I just wanted to look and see if there's anywhere over there. Because I don't know, I felt like maybe there was a spot, but I mean, as you can see by the number of deeds right here in this area, it was very popular in the start. So either it's going to be terraformed in a way that you don't like, which turns you off the place immediately, or there's somebody still living there. So I mean, like, if you're less picky than me, which isn't hard because I'm extremely picky, you could easily find a place. I mean, like, there's a lot of available land, right? But you just have to not be quite so picky. You don't need to be like, no, I'm looking for this specific thing and this, and But I am picky, and that's why I don't think that Cadence is really working out. For the reasons I said, like the boring terrain and I'm not sure that the like ugly, weird looking beaches, like the hill slope and then water. And then like hill slope and then water, I don't know. I don't think it's like that on other servers all the time. At least from what I've seen. Like, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that that's all I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, as I walked towards it, I remember I did have my animals here at this little hilltop before. I just want to say that because in like 5 years I'm gonna forget. But yeah, it's gonna be. Ooh, there is one more thing. It's gonna be really weird, or nice, to not have to build a bridge over that or convert the peat. God damn, I was not looking forward to that project. That's probably why we quit. Who wants to do that? It's like Leb was trying to build a road, The poor thing, he was trying to build this road. And then it's like, we've lived right on a peat hill. So you can see what I'm talking about, right? We live in between water and peat. Where are we going to expand? This way? I guess, man. But that's also a hill. I mean, that also goes up. So, like, I hope you like smooth downward slopes and not perfectly flat. But yeah. The thing I remembered was this tree, which was planted by Amra. And I wrote on the sign, symbol of friendship with Amra, planted September 2020. This was when we first joined the game. So I think we joined like the end of August 2020. It was literally when Cadence, like 2 days after Cadence came out. And he moved to that area, as I said, that area just down, that map is shit, I don't want to use it. He moved, as I said, to this area. And we did the troll fight. And he helped us out with some things. I think it was like loading crates. And he, there was no oaks in this area really. And he was like, where do you want this oak tree to be planted? And so he's the one who planted it here. And of course, at the time I didn't really think about how it would look when it was fully grown. Or otherwise I wouldn't have planted it there right in front of the house like that. But I just can't cut it down because it was planted by him. So yeah. Not much else to say really. I've definitely learned some things from this deed, things that I want to do again. Things that I never want to do again, and things that I would do different. So it'll be nice to start somewhere else and try that stuff out, start over better. But it's just kind of sad to think that, like, someday I'll be curious about this place and I'll come back. I'll definitely come back someday and look at it, and I'll be sad about how it looks, man. Like, this place will be completely covered in forest. You'll probably still be able to see these paths where we used to live in the flattened land there. And, I sound like I'm crying, but it's my throat, seriously. Yeah. But a new start is a better start, so... Anyway, I just wanted to run around, and I mean I make these videos for myself, really, so that I can listen to my own voice. so that I can go back and look at the area and hear myself explain what was where and who I lived with, and not lived with because I live with Leb, but like who my neighbors were, and look at the views and things like that. Because next time I come back, it's not going to look like this. That's for sure. I guess I could say that there's some trees laying around from where I was trying to... yeah, the plan, as I said, was I don't like how the forest is taking over, like fucking, like literally taking over everything. And so I asked how to prevent trees from, like, you know, growing, and they said, well, if you turn the tiles into lawn, which is what this is, then the trees won't grow there. So this is grass, and then this is lawn. Yeah. She said, I don't know, maybe it was a he. They said in the help channel that the trees will try and throw their sapling like 8 tiles. You know how fucking far that is? Like, here's the tree, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bruh, it's like way the fuck over there. Anyways. So I was like, okay, how do I prevent trees from growing on my deed? I don't want to come back to a fucking forest. So yeah, lawn. And just to give you an idea of what I'm working with here, right? First, you need a sickle selected. Or actually, first of all, I went and cut all the like excess trees. So basically, this is what I'm thinking is a good amount of trees, like a normal amount, and not like super dense like over there. And then after that, I was going to go around, and then it would be nature, cut grass like this with your sickle. And then you would take scissors, and then you would trim. So this is just short grass right now. And when you trim it, it's lawn. So you're looking at 2 different actions with 2 different tools. After all the trees are cut, which also takes a long time. And I can show how long it takes. Just in case anyone's curious, this tree is old. There's several ages of tree, and the older they are, the longer it takes to cut. This one's overaged. This one would take the longest to cut. That sapling would take the shortest time to cut. This one's old. And then you're left with this tree stump, which despawns in like 2 days. You're left with a tree, which you can then chop up more. And then, as I said about those palisades over there, it takes 10, like 10, I think, entire trees. If you chop it up more, you get logs. So yeah, I would be looking at a ton of work. And so I just got overwhelmed. And I think Leb was still overwhelmed about this road because that was kind of like his project while we lived here. And you know, the peat like ruined it, and we didn't have cherries, and like we needed, I'm not sure, some kind of like not a potion, but like a mixture thing to convert it back into grass or dirt. Sorry. And yeah. So, I mean, yeah, bittersweet, but the easiest solution would just be to start over entirely. Or not entirely. We still have, you know, we have all of our tools, which are, okay, they're pretty shit quality. But anyways, we have our skills, you know. We can ride horses, or at least I can. I don't know if he can or not. But he can ride donkeys, and those exist now. And so it's not like completely starting over, you know? It's just, well, it's just starting fresh.